Hello, I hope all is progressing well. Welcome to I Don't Know, We Can Talk About It, where we discuss myriads of topics civilly, reasonably, and responsibly. My name is Kevin Dufresne. Our first topic is addressing individuals with particular needs, particular abilities. How to address any individual that may have a particular avenue of learning to approach to best learn is always happening, at least always to be happening in an educational atmosphere. I feel as though being able to acknowledge parameters of learning will greatly benefit individuals. As the article assesses, individuals that are receiving learning avenues as new information are not likely to be the only ones that may grow. Individuals being able to learn in different capacities may find a different approach as more useful, may find a different approach to be contributing to better understanding with materials not only now, though perhaps later. What I think is really key is to ensure one is approaching how one is learning incrementally. I feel as though attending to how one is learning may allow for one to not jump to any conclusion about one's learning abilities. I am always of the mind to advise to work initially before attempting to find a diagnosis. Assess one's immediate atmosphere, assess any extending atmospheres in connection with parameters of one's learning to ensure one is not pushing an individual toward a misdiagnosis. Having a sure understanding of parameters of learning will be valuable even without a diagnosis. So any individual that may be experiencing symptoms of a particular diagnosis will not necessarily feel weight of difference due to a diagnosis in learning, though may find that everyone learns differently. Even if one does not have a particular diagnosis, one may learn differently. And an individual without a particular diagnosis may exhibit symptoms of a particular diagnosis, though may not have what one is attempting to diagnose. What I find beneficial to acknowledge the core of learning, ensuring many avenues are available to address how an individual may learn, may help an individual better navigate parameters of education, parameters of learning. One individual may differ from another. So one individual may appreciate understanding, especially if a diagnosis is completely accurate. One may appreciate understanding what one may be going through, what a name is for what one may be going through, though one may not want to necessarily subscribe to such a belief, to such a diagnosis, without being able to address parameters of learning that will be beneficial to another individual, that one notices is beneficial to another student that does not have a diagnosis and is exhibiting similar symptoms. So to ensure proper navigation, to prevent conflict of belief, especially within a core of a family, a core of good supports, being able to navigate such parameters in a way that does not seem labeling, in a way that does not seem to have an individual be in a position to acknowledge what one may not completely understand, whereas offering steps, offering different avenues of learning may be more easily gravitable, easily for one to gravitate to, for one to comprehend, for one to feel in a way that helps one navigate more sensibly. Especially in connection with one's personal connection to one's personal reality, to one's progressing experience, one's choice experience of life. Our next topic is about how learning parameters may begin through formative years to assist one in a career path. Being of the mind, individuals are in situations of learning, of growth, through education to be functional, efficient individuals in the world at large, in the interdependent reality all humans share, all life shares. I agree with how the article is bringing about skills in a way that attends to transferable skills. Transferable skills are skills valuable and efficient and functional across industries. So one may find a lot of value in being in a position to garner skills, to garner experience with skills that allow for one to be a more effective, a more well-rounding individual, collaborator, co-worker, classmate. However one decides to progress with one's life, the foundational skills in progress through such parameters of education are sound with being effective across any industry, especially considering skills that involve communicating, working with others. Of course, though schools may find benefit in teaching career-specific skills, individuals in alignment with personal interest may find career-specific skills as extremely valuable when interests are apparent, when passions are in minds considerable as a part of one's long-term journey, a part of one's long-term progress, a part of one's choice life. Now, I feel starting with foundational skills, transferable across myriad areas of life, makes a lot of sense, especially since individuals may be able to posit such experiences, such skills on a resume, may be able to show evidentially, experientially, what one is progressing with. I'm of the mind individuals with early life experiences that expound early life experiences as beneficial, as useful to modernity are valid. I feel as though understanding so, meaning understanding the directions of experience from which individuals may be coming from in such regards, may prove valuable in understanding one in a more wholesome way. In a way that a resume, considering one's experiences, may depict to a degree, though may not offer any additional information about one's character, one's background, which may further bolster what might be apparent in one's resume. I feel as though starting with such a grounding through an educational atmosphere also allows for considerable bridging between networks that care for one's whole being. Even as one continues to progress through life, one may find a network assessing one's progress, if one will, up until now as valid, if especially relative, especially relevant more so than relative to where one is aligning toward where one is aligning with what one is aligning to grow further. I feel as though being able to further bridge industries may prove extremely valuable, ensuring individuals not only become individuals with marks of completion, though individuals with pathways toward further successes. All right, we're gonna get into some origami. Now, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fold up the top here. So we're going from point to point, and then we're going to flip our paper over. So after we come point to point, as you can see, both of our lines here bring us into this nice mountain. We're just gonna pop the middle, and we're gonna fold the edges, edge to edge. And again, see I'm folding it so that the points of the bridges are in the same direction. Voila. Now, what we're gonna do is we're going to come back, we're just gonna pop the middle back, and we're gonna just fold in the lines from our edges so that we have a triangle. This triangle is of course gonna have these wonderful mirroring portions. So now we're gonna just fold up each flap, fold up the other flap, and we're gonna fold up again on the other side. We're gonna do the same thing. We're just folding up the flaps here. So we're just folding it up, folding it up. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our inside hand, see this inside hand, we're gonna bring this in out, and we're just gonna fold it down, okay? We're gonna do the same thing over here, just mirror it out, bring it out, and we're just gonna fold it down. Now we're gonna come again here, so to see on this side, we have these flaps up, we're gonna take the flap, just gonna fold it down. You'll have like a little square, if you will, a little square. And we're gonna fold this one again, the same thing to the other side. We're just gonna fold it down. And now, as you can see, once we open it up here, we have ourselves a nice little design. Now, we can do a few things here. We can fold in here, and basically, the whole point of this design is to create a 2D flippable 3D house. This is just a random creation of mine. So the idea is you can have panels here, entrances here as little rooms, and you can decorate them. And the other thing is though, well, you can flip it out here and you can make your outside portion of your home design as well. It's a simple origami, though if you want to show all different dimensions you can, and it's just a really different way to approach, well, a house design. You can also even decorate the insides here with other little details. So it's a great way to share a story, and it's also a great way to add different dimensions to a house effect. Now, there's one more portion that you can do here. What you can do here also is you can fold in, if you want to give your house a little bit of a different type of roof style, you can fold in the top part, okay? And you can come right here. You'll see that the fold is there as well, but you can fold it in again. And if you want to give it some more dynamic, you can actually branch it at the top here. We'll just branch this little portion here. And once you branch it out, you'll have more of a 3D effect here with this house. Now, if you really want the sides to stick in, like as you can see, the square at this top, it helps it fold in. But if you feel like, oh well, this side that doesn't have the squares is not folding, you can fold down the top of the roof, the whole roof, to both sides. And this way, you can reopen it. Just fold the top tippy part again. You can reopen it up again here. Okay. You can reopen it up again here. At this end. And then you have yourself now a more square looking abode. And again, you get these different dynamics of this foundation, this 3D-ish foundation. So here you have it, folks. It's a nice little house. I like it. I'm really glad about making this myself without actually using a different source to learn from. I think it's pretty cool. All right. The other side to this is you can add things inside of it. Maybe a little chair, things of that nature. Use a bigger paper, make a bigger form. Really cool. I especially like that this is soft paper, so if you use hard paper, you can get some sturdier folds and really decorate inside and get real creative. Now, I appreciate reading physical books. I encourage individuals to read physical books because of the many benefits in connection with spatial development. Science longer around than most people alive today. And the book today is, well, Real Feminists Don't Wear Pink. I feel as though the authors in the book offer many takes on feminism. Experiences from these authors really allow one to gauge how feminism may vary. Now, this text is one of many texts I've come to read about feminism. One of many texts that offers valuable insights from personal experiences that allow us to connect to data, evidentially showing that women experience differently than men. When I refer to women, I'm referring to individuals born as women, individuals born as men. I'm not referring to gender, I'm referring to sex. And I find, even as the text does address gender, I find in terms of what the text is discussing about sex, women are beholders of so much. Women are somewhat like gateways. I'm not only talking in terms of physiology, I'm talking politically as well. And I feel as though individuals may find great benefit in understanding feminism as equality, which draws individuals to address other societal situations, social, economic situations in connection with sex relations. So I really appreciate the sharing of the experiences, and I feel as though anytime I discuss a text of the sort, particularly since the text is like a curation of essays, of nonfiction, real experiences, though essays that differentiate greatly. One is not to assess the text completely as quantitative research. Expect to find poems, expect to find working forms of creativity within this particular text, though acknowledging how these experiences are really brings to life, really brings to the forefront of understanding feminism how individuals may feel when having to experience situations in connection with one's sex that may not be bolstering opportunities in connection with one's choice life, or that may prove challenging in connection with one's choice life. Thank you for joining. I don't know. We can talk about it. Onward and Upward, Kevin Dufresne.